back? Get to see. Get rid of this. That's not important. Get rid of that. Right. Let's go. Transfer news. I'm back. Oh, I really should sort this out.
3, 2, 1, go.
So then, there's a lot to talk about. Alberto Cerri is now a Reading player. £21 million. There's not too many players in my team I could say no to when it came to £21 million. Who knows? One day he might be back. I never sold him when I was at Parma. He stayed until the very end. With Spal, it became sort of, it was one of those things where it's a lot of money. So the idea that I can spend that in the January is something quite exciting. And I've brought in replacements. Don't think I've not brought in replacements. Oh, he's here. Oh my, you know what that means. I'll be right back. Honestly, I didn't think I'd be back. It's the transfer news! And I can officially reveal to you now that Robinho has signed for Spal. A breaking news transfer here. I wouldn't want to say it's in desperation. That's certainly not how the Spal statement has produced it. They've said, in a transfer that transcends football, they're delighted to bring Brazilian international Robinho, although not featured in the first team for Brazil for quite some time, has been brought in on a 1-year deal. And on a 2-year deal, we can reveal that the replacement for Alberto Cerri, Roberto Soldado, has joined. That's right, the Spaniard, at the tender age of 34, not in his prime anymore, and really shouldn't have been signed. They shouldn't have sold Cerri, should they? Let's face it. We probably both agree they shouldn't have sold him. That's a mistake, really. I know I should be impartial with these transfer, but that's an awful decision. Not quite as bad as bringing out a 6.5-minute video, but still a bad choice. Of course, any more breaking transfer news? Only here first. It's great to be back. That's right, folks. We've brought in Robinho. Now, I did tweet this out, so spoiler alert at Dr. Benji if you want to see the latest and hottest news coming through. But there he is then. Robinho has been signed as a replacement for Alberto Cerri. I mean, one of the replacements for Roberto Cerri, a replacement, and you saw the other one, Roberto Soldado. Now, Roberto Soldado, very interesting proposition. I don't think this is a bad signing at all. 34 years of age is a short-term deal. He's only here for a couple of years, but already a 4-star player, 4-star potential abilities. Obviously, he reached that already at 34 years of age. Last season, he wasn't prolific at Fiorentina, 2 in 16, but giving him more game time. That's the key to this. 14 finishing, good penalty taking, mentally very, very good. Physically, for someone that's 34, 12 acceleration, 12 pace. I'm going to have pace next to him. He's not going to be the pace. Neither's Robinho. So Soldado will get game time. Don't you worry about that. Right, any more transfer? Oh, no, yeah, there are. This is high profile. This is supposed to be it's written here, high profile transfer. Leroy Fer has joined in a high profile move. High profile move. Apparently it's a shock deal that he's joined on a free. He's relegated 2 Premier League sides. So yeah, big news. Big breaking news. Oh, now we're talking. Me and Ravel know each other well. Ravel Morrison has signed. That's right. The former Manchester United, former Lazio man, has joined Spal as an attacking midfield option to play in that playmaker role behind the 2 strikers behind Alberto. Oh no, he got rid of him, didn't he? Because he's an idiot. Sorry, I've really lost my tether with him. I was supposed to be doing the previous 2 transfer windows. There's been a bit of back and forth. Agents have got involved. It's a mess. I was leaking things on Twitter the other night. It's a nightmare. He's brought in Ravel Morrison. Great, because that'll definitely go well. It won't, will it? It won't go well. Sorry, it won't. He's a bad boy for a reason. So for any more breaking big business moves, Ben Sports News. Thank you. Let's start then with the Dutchman, the bouncer, as he's affectionately known. 29 years of age now. Leroy Fer has come into the side. And I think as a central midfielder, he's going to get up and down, can have that little bit of creativity as well. He is the man for me. Great natural fitness. Stamina's not too bad either. Could play in one of those central roles. A 3-star player, but for me, good value in the market. Brought in on a free transfer. How could I say no? Had a time at Swansea as well. They've just been promoted back to the Premier League, but he's joined me. I think technically very good. As I say, strength good, composed on the ball as well. Can be a playmaker, can be be a box-to-box, can be that midfield man that I can rely on in the centre. 6'2", a bit of a unit as well. That's what I want to see. And to go alongside the unit then, as mentioned, Ravel Morrison has joined the team, and again, value in the market. A free transfer, spent a little time at Lazio last season where he didn't really pull up any trees, but we said last year, Insigne is a good player, but we need someone with that little X factor, and I think that Ravel Morrison is that X factor. Great first touch, passing's fantastic, technique, flair, composure, vision, everything you want in an attacking midfielder. So I think given the games, given the opportunity to flourish, Ravel Morrison will be a superstar for this Spal side. Of course, he's been in Italy a while now, no need to learn the language or anything like that. He's now fluent in Italian, and I do think in the centre of our attacking area, in behind those two strikers, a player like, obviously, Soldado, he needs the supply line. I think Morrison could be that supply line. While we're here, let's focus on a few other central midfielders that have brought in. Andrea Belek, that's the guy. You recognise him perhaps. He was on loan with us for a short time in Serie B, played quite a lot of games in that first season, 31 appearances, 5 goals, 4 assists. Since then, has progressed quite nicely, despite not really getting the game time. I still think he's a decent player, very similar to someone like David Ivan, 3.5-star current ability, still only 22 as well, with potential to grow into, and one of those advanced playmakers that you just enjoy having in your side. Will put in performances if called upon. He did so in that first season, getting 5 goals, 4 assists, a 7.0 rating, so he was looking good, and hopefully lots of more of him to come. Another free transfer, boy, I think you'd say this boy, Moroccan, Owesim boy, I think that's how you'd say it. A decent little player, again, value in the market. Another free transfer from Juventus who have released him, and again, left-sided, can be a very good player in our side, I think. Similar to Sakor, you remember Sakor, who's now been released on a free transfer, he's no longer at the club. The boy, I think, could be that perfect replacement. A bit more creative in that sense, but a really good central midfielder. Great attributes across the board, and I think adds a nice depth to our midfield. We're not done there. Lorenzo Krisitic, I think that's how you say it, potentially. Defensive midfielder. We needed a new rock in the centre. This is our guy. The loan guys we had last year, we didn't manage to get any of them back. Obviously, Venuti moved on. Gasparoni, I think, it got a big transfer somewhere else. David Ivan, we didn't return to the club. So, getting a player like this in, again, 240,000, great value for money from Bologna. I think could be a superstar in this side. Great work, great teamwork's very good as well. Defensive attributes that you're looking for, that 14 tackling, 14 passing, can win the ball back and can play it again. Composure's very good as well. If he can work on his physicals a little bit in the next few years, then I think he could become a really solid player for us. Already he's going to be a good player, but to improve a few of his little attributes here and there, I think he could be very good indeed. I said we didn't get any of the loans back. We actually signed Toscano for a little bit of money, 650,000. Was here last year, didn't feature so much, but you can see he had a really good year the year before that, not actually playing for us and in the lower division, but he's clearly got some ability about him, Toscano. His value is higher than what we paid, so even if he doesn't produce the goods, maybe we could sell him on in the future, but I just wanted to get familiar face, knows the club. I know what I'm going to get with him as well if he comes on and plays, and it's basically just a cover. He's bought a new goalkeeper. I mean, I'm disappointed. I was enjoying the comedy of Vizcani. I'm pissed off. I know what you're thinking. Oh, we might sack you from doing the transfer news if you carry on like this. I've signed a 2-year deal. I was part of Roberto Soldado's contract, so if he's here, I'm here. So there you go. Slip that little number in under miscellaneous. Oh. That's right, he's gone, and that's awful to say, but Ishkani has left. Lots of people pleased about it. So we've brought in the 6'3" Croatian, Josip, I think you'd say it, Pozovec. We'll go Pozovec. I'm positive it's Pozovec. Here he comes then, a 4-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, and this is what we're talking about. £1.8 million from Palermo, 13 clean sheets last year, which I don't think is too bad at all. Considered 45 and 36, but for a team like Palermo, that's not too shocking. But I think in terms of attributes, great aerial reach, commander area is decent as well, handling, reflexes, his goalkeeping attributes in general are very, very good, and the mentals, good in the right areas as well. Positioning, decision making is decent, anticipation, that's what I want to see from him. 14 agility as well, just adds to that. I'm really pleased. I think this is the player we were looking for. This is the kind of goalkeeper I really wanted, and we've managed to bring him in for 1.8 million. I do think, honestly, it's a bit of a steal. There are a few goalkeepers out there we could have gone for, but this was the man for me. Pozovec is our new number 1. Right, let's wrap up a few more before we carry on with what might be a takeover. Rajkovic comes in on loan from Palermo. You can see a very decent defender. Emmanuel Slauer also comes in. If you watched episode 1 of this series, this name will be familiar. If you watch Parma Drama, there'll be something familiar about this guy. Christian Zapata, probably a name familiar to a lot of you again. Similar to other defenders, comes in, not a superstar by any means, but still a solid option. Good backup choice, Christian Zapata. You'll probably recognise him from Milan, Udinese, those sorts of teams. Finally, 2 more to go. Right back, Hans Hatibor. We obviously lost Venuti and needed to replace him. This is the guy I've picked up. Physically, I think it's quite good. Technically good as well as his mentor's been really, really good for a 25-year-old. Hasn't been capped by Holland, but is a decent player at Atalanta, joined then from Groningen. 350,000. I don't think that's too bad for a player that will probably play every game for me this season. And finally then, Sergio Diaz, the Paraguayan international. 12 caps for Paraguay so far, on loan from Real Madrid. Has had a couple of loan spells already. Hasn't really found any form yet, but I think could be a good sort of option if Dorian Heise isn't performing, isn't producing the goods. Sergio Diaz is certainly going to be that guy. Great potential as well, so he's going to look to grow here, and hopefully if he plays well, that is what will happen. So then that concludes the squad, and this is the lineup then I think we're going to go with going forward. Of course, no Alberto Cerri now, so things have changed around here. Pozovec will be in goal, Hatibor, Slauer, Ratkovic, Barloco, Kristig, Fur, Boy, Morrison, Diaz, Soldado. The only reason Diaz is playing instead of Dorian Heise today is because Dorian Heise is struggling with a little bit of fitness. But this is going to be the team to play Roma, who we play right now. What about the takeover stuff? What's going on with the takeover stuff? I'm glad you asked. This is what's going on with the takeover stuff. I'll read it out loud. Spal 2013, 2K13 will name Marco Giampaolo as their new manager should the consortium's bid to take control prove successful. I can't make any transfers, couldn't anyway, September, but that's the situation. So in this episode, I might be sacked. Let's go. Roma. Right, didn't have the opening result we were looking for in that first game last episode against Torino. So I'm hoping today, our new look lineup, obviously we've got Soldado, we've got Robinho. Oh, Ben. We've got Soldado, we've got Slauer, who's going to play at the back for us today as well, and we've got Robinho, who can be 77. He wants the number 7. It's the best I can do. Right, Roma have Christian Benteke up front. Fakir's there as well. Of course, we played Roma not too long ago, to be fair, in the league. Right, we are in the blue and white, shooting from left to right, and I'm staying with this attacking philosophy. Now, I've been getting a lot of comments. At the end of last season, we were struggling against the better sides, and people were saying, Ben, don't play attacking against the better sides. I'm going to take your advice. We'll play a more standard approach, but I do like to get at teams. I don't necessarily think this is the team that will get at them, though. So we'll play a little bit more conservative. We'll see what happens. Probably lose our majority. Right, Ravel Morrison got it in a deep area. Forward till Soldado. You know, he's got Diaz to his right-hand side. Soldado, not the greatest of performances so far in this game, I've got to say. That's twice now. A highlight's happened, and I've got excited, and nothing's come of it. Barloco gets a little bit unlucky, and Christian Benteke has nodded in. I don't want to get annoyed at Pozovec already, but Pozovec, what have you done, mate? I've brought a new keeper in, 4-star ability. I'm not expecting this sort of decision-making from him, if I'm honest. He's got quite good decisions. We talked about that a minute ago. You can see Bruno Perez gets a bit lucky. Fakir knocks it in. And, doesn't give me loads of confidence. Right, not long gone. I mean, let's say not long gone. Half an hour, half time. It's half time. So at half time, 1-0 Roma. I'm going to show me something else in the second half. Let's change things up a little bit. I'm looking for Ravel Morrison to put his stamp on this game, or Leroy Fer, anyone. So far, good possession. Of course, we're going to try and retain the possession stats table trophy. That's really the only reason we're doing this save anymore. I think when we don't win that, it's time to call it a day, folks. So, all the best. Can we get Cerri back on loan by any chance? Should we bring Robinho on for Soldado? Can it be much worse than this? I'm thinking false 9 for Robinho. He's not the quickest these days. Still 2-star ability, though. Let's get him out there. Right, we're expressing ourselves. Robinho's on the pitch. It's like 2008. Can we find a late equaliser? Can Robinho do it? Right, there's 5 minutes to go. Robinho, we've not had a highlight yet. So Dorian Heise is going to come on late doors, and he's now got all the pressure on him. So he sold Alberto Cerri. That might be a mistake, retrospectively. Well, you live and learn. There's 25 seconds to go, and it's been dull, hasn't it? Although I get the feeling you're here to see if we get a takeover or not. And there we are, full time. I mean, a 1-0 defeat at home to Roma. It's not awful. One little goalkeeper error cost us. That's unusual. Wonder what that feels like. Oh, yeah. Right, 7 days before Atalanta. I guess we'll see. Right, the revenue's now 100% thanks to that Cerri transfer. So that's good. We've got about 12 million left to spend. So if we want to spend it, like 12.5 million. I mean, the balance is good. Everything's great, apart from this takeover that might see me sacked. I don't think you want to see me sacked, though, do you? You saw that in Road Trip. You don't need it again. No one likes to see a man lose his job, do they? Come on now. Ah, yes, Michael Caine wants to discuss his future. Wants to know why he's not in the Serie A squad. Registration rules, my friend. That's the issue. You're forgetting about the cups. I'll be needing you for those fixtures. That's not good enough. Look, I've told you I'm not willing to sell you. You're going to have to get used to it. Michael, look, you're usually a good professional, Michael. Don't be causing unrest. I'll let him go as soon as an offer comes in. You only supposed to let me have a bloody transfer. No, absolutely not, Michael. I've told him to you. Now look what's happened. A few days to go before this next game. I'm not seeing any developments to do with the old takeover. Still no news. Okay, we play Atalanta. I'm finding out about the takeover today. I'll show you the best bits. Team-wise, we're going to keep it the same and see if we can actually win. All right, just pretend they're not watching. Just pretend for one time. Leroy Fer. Oh, there we go. That's your fault. 43 seconds that was. That's all I had to tell them. I should be blaming the viewers, but we've scored immediately. Soldado, you can see there, plays it across to Leroy Fer. He just plonks it in the back of the net, no problem. Look at that, smashes it straight in, no deflections. No, they didn't see that. Do you see that? Did we see? He made a save there. Do you see? I was speechless. Like he moved in the direction the ball was and kept it out. At half-time, looking good. I'm just going to tell Ravel Morrison to just dribble more, move wherever you go. He's doing nothing so far. I need to get the best out of him. They're coming forward here. What's all this? No, we don't need any of this. Come on. No, just defend it. Defend. It's 1-1. Carrillo with it. It's annoying. Why has he got so much space to... Lewis up... What's just gone on? Dorian's coming on. Diaz is doing nothing. I mean, they've got a tad fortunate there, and then he's just come in and... they're not there. They're not here. Stop worrying if anyone's watching. This boy on the edge. Heister's on it. Ravel. Are you having a laugh? What is going on? No, they're not coming back in. It's fine. Don't you worry. For God's sake. For God's sake! They told them they're not here. I can tell you for the final time. Nobody's watching. It's just me and you. Come on. It's too late. It's too late. 3-2 Atalanta. I'm fuming. Team talk went well. That was about it. So a 3-2 defeat. Close game, but a 3-2 defeat. The new signings are looking good. Can we get this takeover sorted, please? I hope the potential new owners aren't watching these games. Right, Danny Graham has recovered from injury. Sadly, we've still got Elias who's out with injury, hence things have not gone well. You might wonder why I've brought so many new centre-backs in as well. Kyosa is out for 5 months with a broken leg. I really should have mentioned it. He would have started every game this year, no doubt about it. Ravel's not had the greatest... I mean, he got a goal in the last game, but that's all he did. Apparently he's our best player. Keep him out there. We're going to mix up the passing a bit more and, again, give him this instruction. Move into the channels, dribble more. Get involved, Ravel. Right, Heiser starts today as well, next to Soldado. Let's see. Can they do the business? I'll just bring the end of the fixture rather than waiting for all these highlights to develop. The takeover matters more. I will say they scored, but we've equalised. And you'll never guess who. That's right. The man that replaces Alberto Cerri, Soldado, gets the goal. Who knew? 58% possession, 14 shots. They've just scored a penalty. It's 2-1 them. 4 games down. Lost all 4. Everyone looks upset. Everyone looks annoyed. Luckily, though, 57% possession. So that's good. Presser asking me, we didn't think it was a penalty, did you? Brilliant. If you thought, oh, good. Lazio next. They're third. I just want to know about the takeover. That's all I care about. We're finding out nothing. We know nothing. How many matches is this? Lazio now. I'm going to play Danny Graham as a target man next to him. Graham and Heiser, bringing it old school. Soldado scored and I'm dropping him. What am I doing? Ballett's going to play in the middle. Change of plan. I'm going to use a regista because panic is setting in. We're not taking control of midfield. It's not working out. I mean, Lazio aren't that good, but now they're third. They were rubbish last year. I'm going to get aggressive with them all and see if it has any impact. Nope. Again, best bits only. It's a solid start, Ben. It's a super solid start. Another penalty. Welcome. That decision to sell Cerri is looking bloody brilliant, Ben. Well done, you. Talk about going out with a whimper here. Highlightless. Again, 13 shots. Only 6 of them long. Everyone's played rubbish. It's another defeat. 6 in a row. When was the last time I won a game in the league? Think about last season. Pescara coming up. I mean, come on now. I need to know about this takeover. If it doesn't happen, there's going to be anger. Oh, good. The defender that I brought in on loan, that's now given away 2 penalties since he's been here, is out for 7 months with knee tendonitis. You may remember my other defender. He's out for 6 months with a broken leg. This is just brilliant. Football Manager is so fun. It's a hot day today. This is making me perspire even more. Not a sniff about this bloody takeover either. Right, look. There's no news. this is what we're going to do. Because I've played 15 games today, or so it feels, tomorrow's episode, what we'll do then is, as soon as this video hits 1,500 likes, the next episode will commence. Deal? Deal. Right. I don't know what's going on. If you've enjoyed the video, please do leave a like. If you want to see more, I'll see you again soon. We're Love with Care. From me, it's Benji. Until next time, goodbye. I need to win a football match. Look at that. Look at the pigging state of it. If you would like some transfer news, I will provide it for you. For a fee, of course. Thanks for watching.